with a chain on your brain, with niggas no playing. King Alfred plan, vaporized, no bodies laying. Got nations reclaiming republics back. Constitution enforcing on the demo acts colored. Can't be a verse, I'm a Moor first. Will claim to be ham and catch that pork curse. Following black power that lost debates. Slap Doc for having a lawyer, set the record straight. The Moors are back, burn your Nuwapian race. Pushing Malachi York with no Ellis fake. Allah's temple of Islam, perpetrate the fraud. Push Drew to the back, uplifting fraud. Claiming to be Lord, get thrown overboard. Dirty Moors talk, I walk cause y'all overboard. Got sisters heads under, not over swords. Camel clutch minds with hope and thoughts. Iron sheep knowing, all niggas believing. Candyman was the master, not Steven. Odds aren't in their favor and not even. Rappers think they MCs are not even. A lot of you folks are conscious jokes. Moors, Rich, CC, The Hague, and retiring popes. Send me a message, I don't reply to pokes. I live the prophet lessons, I don't parrot his quotes. Slavery been overshadowed, still wearing the yokes. No gold or silver or land is back in the notes. IRS, CRA, demand you to pay tax with no conscience when they're not Congress. Falling for bomb threats and other nonsense. Like rappers' lives, they exercise only onsets. This is physicist, not Genesis. 4 quadrants around 7 are elements. This is physicist, not Genesis. Moorish MC, magnetic resonance. This is physicist, not Genesis. Mike imagination heights, born Pegasus. This is physicist, not Genesis. Moorish MC of great eminence. Papers and cars can't save minds enslaved. Just do like Cassius Clay. Correct your names like Yasin and Spraga. Adopt El or Bay. Grow up, start garden, put the God away. Prophet Drew Ali said it all. The most I can say you won't understand. Ask Victoria, Monet, ask Nas. He said we thought like the colonists. And Noble Drew Ali started dropping that consciousness, which means he knew he was no nigga and saw things clearer when he wiped off his mirror. I spit almorical rhymes. Who's iller? Genuine without the Miller draft. Who's chiller? Keys drop, but some pull locks to open them. Waiting on walkers on water and floating men. Time to get awakened. No sleeping or waiting. Acting like you're sedated for operations. Bush Kush got mind shrinking, not dilating. Hear rappers' tracks, I get sick like smelling bacon. If I'm shopping, I'm copping broccoli. Being a Moor saying you're black is a mockery. No death threats or suits will be stopping me. Sight beyond sight, no obstacles blocking me. Stand strong and firm, nothing propping me. Iron chic hip-hop pills, stop popping me. This is physicist, not Genesis. 4 quadrants around 7 are elements. This is physicist, not Genesis. Moorish MC, magnetic resonance. This is physicist, not Genesis. Mike imagination heights, born Pegasus. This is physicist, not Genesis. Moorish MC of great eminence.
Islam, everyone. Islam, Islam, Islam. What? I know, and I hear myself. I hope you have your earpiece. All righty. We're going to begin class. It's great to see all of you, some new faces and some old faces on this momentous occasion. Thank you. Momentous occasion. This is the last Moors Heritage and History School class at this location. If you didn't know, now you know. This building is marked going to be rebuilding it back sometime into the future. But this is the last class for Moors Heritage and History School. But before we get into that, We're going to open up the class like we always open it up by reading chapter 25 of the Circle 7 Holy Quran. After I read it, if you are in agreement with it, affirm by stating Islam. After I read it. Ye are the children of one Father, provided for by his care, and the breast of one mother hath given you sons. That the bonds of affection therefore unite thee with thy brothers, and when ye separate in the world, remember the relation that bindeth you to love and unity, and prefer not a stranger before thy own blood. If thy brother is in adversity, assist him out. If thy sister is in trouble, forsake her not. So shall the fortunes of thy father contribute to the support of his whole nation, and his care be continued to you all in your love to each other. Islam, Islam. All right. Geez, I don't even know what to talk about today. There's always something to talk about. There's so many things happening all the time. And, you know, if you, I just want to say a couple of things. All right. You know, I am always digging up information, and usually I have it to share, but I printed up a whole bunch of stuff and stuffed it in my briefcase and ran out the door. But that's what I'm looking with. Read about it. How many people have heard about this new law? It's not really law. It's not new. But it is, I want to find it. Hold on. It was a new bill or law or something passed in California. How many people have you heard about it? It just happened. I found it. August 28th. It's kind of recent. August 28th. California just eliminated cash bail. Did you hear about that? California just eliminated cash bail, meaning they can't make a demand of income from you to get out of prison any longer in California. But it's moving across the nation. But I saw this, I don't even know how yesterday. I saw it last night, and I printed it, and I said, oh, my God, look at this. There's a lot of stuff happening, right? Like last week, they passed, this is federal level now, they passed a law that they cannot stop and take your stuff. They gotta go through due process of law. And then the week before that, they said, oh my gosh, the policing, that I think that was policing, but then there was something else. It was like boom, 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 boom. I can't remember what it is. And then we talked about the administrative process, how they said it is unconstitutional after 81 years. The administrative processes are, right? How many people know what administrative processes are? You guys don't know? Oh, well, let me tell you. A lot of people think that state and federal people are harassing you and attacking you and violating your liberties, when in actuality, it's not. It's municipal employees, right? When you are attacked in any way, shape, or form, it's usually by somebody wearing a police uniform. Am I correct? Who have gotten in? It's like they fabricated this loop. That's really not a loop, if you understand the Constitution. But they fabricated this loop where they administer various federal programs through the state. And so because they're administering the program, they have initiated all of these unconstitutional activities as a result of their administrating of a program, a federal program. For instance, to travel is a federal program. Let me be clear. Let me be specific and clear. The Motor Vehicle Safety Program is a federal program. Are you aware of this? How many people are not aware of this? That the Motor Vehicle Safety Program is a federal program. And you have these municipal employees who are administering a federal program. Municipal employees are not members of the state, nor are they members of the Fed. So they don't have the capacity to administer at all. But if they were, they would have to stay within the confines of the Motor Vehicle Safety Program. Now, most people don't know that the first section of the Motor Vehicle Safety Program, Section 30101, it says it finds the purpose to regulate interstate commerce. Did you know that? How many people did not know that? How many people knew that? Do you guys engage in interstate commerce? No. Now, let me clarify this because people are so confused about commerce. Like the word has gone way beyond what it really means. When you're using the word commerce, you're only talking about merchandise. If you have no merchandise, you are not engaging in commerce. Are we clear? Now, if you go to this person over here who makes a bunch of stuff and you purchase a bunch of stuff from him and then you go down the street and sell it, that's still not commerce because it's really his merchandise. You were exchanging merchandise. It was generally because of something that you, through your effort, created. Somehow, some way. Now, if you consider that the Moors had the spice trade locked down, all right, nobody could get in on the spice trade until we lost our minds, of course. But we had the spice trade locked. You know how many spices there are? That means every last one of us could be a master of just one and be very, very successful. But we had it on lockdown. We can do that again. Do you know how they make garlic powder? No? Do you know how anybody know how to make garlic powder? You dehydrate it. Exactly. Mushroom powder. I don't even know if they have mushroom powder, so there's an idea. Hey. They take these things and they dehydrate it, and then they grind it up. Now, when you dehydrate it, it amplifies the flavor. And if you do it in various savvy ways, you will have a monopoly on a spice that everybody will only come to you to get. Because you can do some interesting things with garlic, onion, tomato, peas, all of these things. Each and every one of us can be our own master. So, when Nobuju Ali said that there's work enough for all of us, he was not lying. There is. We just have to come out of the mindset of the modern European and come into our own minds. Like Nobuju Ali said, go back to the mindset of our ancient foremothers and forefathers. And it's crazy because He says that, yet the majority of Asiatic people go to the minds of the modern European, modernly, in fact, and want to get all caught up in what they think commerce is, but it is absolutely not. Like, I know of only one more who's really actively engaging in commerce. I don't even really like the word commerce because we were merchants, right? You know this, right? Anciently, we were merchants, not commercers. We were merchants. That's why you had the ancient Moorish merchant law. Do you know what it is? Do you know what ancient Moorish merchant law is? But do you know what it is? Ancient Moorish merchant law is alive and well outside of this continent. It's alive here too, but still most people don't know what it is. Do you know that ancient Moorish merchant law is UCC? Moorish merchant law written down for them. So everybody's, UCC, you know, it's ancient Moorish merchant law. Outside of this continent, everybody engages in merchant law. Everybody. It's only here that we don't. You know what that is? Like outside of this continent, most of the Aboriginal indigenous people, they look at us as idiots. You never just walk into a store and say, how much is that? $50. Okay, here it is. In the world of our ancestors, we never did that. We haggled. Even if we got back to $50, we still negotiated the cost. Because that's merchandising. That's the principles of ancient Moorish merchant law. So, did you want to, I didn't know what you wanted to do for today. Oh, let me read it, and then, because I didn't do that, did I? Let me read it for you. This is out of MSN.com under their news, law, and crime. And it says, California just eliminated cash bail. That means, I got two articles on this. With the swift signature-bearing motion of Governor Jerry Brown's pen, California became the first state in the nation to eliminate cash bail for nonviolent criminal offenders. While Brown signed the bill into law, the journey to this point was mostly undertaken by the hard-fought efforts of criminal justice reform activists on the left coast and across the country. He must be talking about you Moors that have been writing red. The sweep on the left coast and across the country. The sweeping legislation, the first of its kind, is in these United States, will go into effect in 2020 and reaches much further than any other current method to remove money from America's pretrial detention regime. Regime. That word sounds like it doesn't belong here, doesn't it? You know what a regime is? Regime was Hitler's regime. That word comes from him. Under Senate Bill 10, California will replace cash bail with other non-monetary conditions of release. Those additional conditions will be meted out based upon the aforementioned risk assessment, overseen by newly established pretrial assessment services. Somebody's going to have some new jobs, right? They're going to need it, right? When they get rid of the municipal employees' ability to generate revenue off of the people. So that what they're really saying is we're going to reallocate some of these jobs because they're going to be gone in a minute. And here's the other thing. I kind of sort of feel bad for some of these feel bad because they don't even realize that they are slowly being phased out of a job. All of these cameras can only mean one thing. We don't need you cruising around because we got the camera to do your job. So in our offices, the municipal employees, they're already doing that. They already, eliminating jobs. Up my way, they cut a whole bunch of jobs. Yeah. A whole bunch of jobs. They was very, very, very nervous. All right. Risk assessments will be undertaken by these county-level agencies tasked in order to evaluate individuals arrested on felony charges, low-level misdemeanors, and nonviolent offenders will typically be processed in accordance with their alleged crimes before being released on their own recognizance. The bill notes a person arrested or detained, listed in a separate section of the bill, may be booked and released without being taken into custody, or if taken into custody, shall be released from custody without a risk assessment by pretrial assessment services within 12 hours of booking. That means no more holding you for undetermined time. Yeah? Do that. It's just that they're not going to, on top of all of that, make a demand of income from you, which is really extortion. But if you know about how many people know what your personal property is? You know, your fingertips is your personal property. Your fingerprints is your personal property. Your retina, that's your personal property. Any DNA, any saliva, any body fluids, that is your personal property. And in order for you better know how to negotiate. Not that you're open for negotiation, but you don't want to make it, well, let me rephrase that. You want to make it not worth their while to mess with you. That's why you have to know a little bit about not making it worth their while to mess with you, because people don't understand personal property. They think, oh, my car, my house, my shoes, my furniture. But your personal property includes your fingerprints, your retina, hair samples, any bodily fluid. If they take blood from you, that's your personal property. You don't have to willingly give that up. If it is taken against your will, then somebody has to pay for that. But you have to know how to do that as well. So that's going to require a little bit of studying on top of all the studying we're already doing. It's never ending. This section shall apply to any person who has been arrested for a misdemeanor other than those offenses or factors mentioned elsewhere in the bill. Felony arrestees, however, county officials will determine their potential for skipping out on later proceedings and recidivism. That means if you decide not to show up, they are going to come for you. Now, I'm like my sister Valerie. There's no reason for you not to show up and clear up a situation, especially if you comprehend law. You are obligated to go there and put the law on the table. I said the law, not commercial processes. The law. You are not a cargo open for negotiation. All right? Each individual arrested on felony charges will be graded as either low, medium, or high risk. Low-risk individuals would be released with minimum conditions on their own recognizance. Medium-risk offenders could be held or released based upon rules to be outlined by local level superior court. High-risk individuals would be held in custody until their arraignment. What's wrong with that? You want me to read it again? All right. Let's try that. Low-risk individuals would be released with minimal conditions on their own recognizance. Medium-risk offenders could be held or released based upon rules to be outlined by local-level superior court. High-risk individuals would be held in custody until their arraignment. What's wrong with that? Say it again. That's true, but that's not it. They still violating due process, right? You're innocent until proven guilty. But you know what? This sounds cute, right? This sounds like, oh, it's a great deal. Oh my God. We got to get this on our, in our state. You do know states are companies, right? So who's in a state? Who is in a state? If a state is a company, who is in a state? Well, only the building, but not they, right? The only way you could be in the state, which is a company, which is only exists on paper, is if you are between two papers that is of state business. That's it. You can't be in the state. That's why when they say, oh, you cannot come into the United States. I can go to 1774 and see where the United States began as a company. So how is it here in 2018 I'm now going into something that was started as a company in 1774? See, these are some arguments that can be made, but you have to think. Choose to think, you would free yourself, right? So this sounds real good. August 28, 2018. Sounds real good. Like they said. What did they say? And I know there's probably some more, like I just did, thinking, oh, we did the damn thing. Right? What did it say? It said, the journey to this point, and by the hard-fought effort of criminal justice reform advocates on the left coast and across the country, right? You're thinking, yeah, my writ did something. It did, but with a twist. Because what is this bill? What body of government is administering this? I already gave it away. Say, no. No. But what body of so-called government is still administering this? I'll give you a clue. I'll give you to be administering this, right? Local county means it's what kind of law? Who said administrative? Administrative, right? And administrative law and processes is unconstitutional. Do you know why it's unconstitutional? We talked about this last week. I hear somebody talking. Actually, the legislative body is the only one that can write laws. So, can California write law? So this is just a feel-good piece of writing. It's just written to make you feel all cozy and warm inside, but it means nothing if you don't understand the Constitution. And the Constitution says that you have a judicial body where the power is vested in one Supreme Court. It mentions nothing about the Superior Court that's mentioned in here. Exactly. Well, they're all rules. They're all rules. Union company. Why? You have to know the difference between a law and a policy. What is a law? Give me an example of a law. Give me an example of a law. A law. The sun is going to come up in the morning. That's a law. You know why? Because tonight, nobody can write anything that's going to change the sun from coming up in the morning. That's law. This is not law. Because as soon as you find a loophole, tonight they'll be writing up some new stuff. So they're all administrative. But if you do a little bit of research and you come up with an effective strategy, you can get them off your back. Because at the end of the day, these people came over here under what? Yes, they did come over here as Slavic, but they came over here under the Treaty of Peace and Friendship between Morocco and Great Britain. Then they entered into a Treaty of Peace and Friendship with United States Union Company to do what? Commerce. So at the end of the day, their objective is to be able to engage in commerce, compete in the marketplace. I just gave you a clue. Islam? Now, you can't give everything off over a recorded air now. Yes. They're being held hostage. That's probably, to me, not discounting the sisters that are being held hostage in prison, but to me, that's more of a fight for the sisters that are not in prison. Because the sisters in prison, to me, your fight is get out of prison. I feel like that's where all your energy should be focused on. Get out of prison. And guys too, that to me, that energy should be focused on getting out of prison, because you are being held as a prisoner, because all of these things that they are imposing on the people, they're not supposed to be imposed on people in a private capacity. They're supposed to be imposed on those state and federal employees so that they make sure that your liberties are not violated. So all those statutes, ordinances, and codes, that's supposed to be for them. Let me give you a good example. All of this talk about, oh, you can't smoke or do drugs. You shouldn't if you're a Moor, because if you are a Moor, you are supposed to be following the tenets of Islam. And under the tenets of Islam, you are not supposed to be mutilating your body, so that would be a form of mutilation. Just a little bit of information there. But taking drugs, drinking alcohol, smoking, those are all forms of self-mutilation. Flesh, well, if you read the biblical text, the meat is supposed to be fruit. But everybody got confused along the way, and they have reclassified meat. They have reclassified flesh as meat. So let me get back. So if you are a state or federal employee in any capacity, doesn't matter if you're a clerk or the president of the United States, you're not supposed to be indulging in any type of drug activity. Why? What? Say it again? It exactly. It impairs your judgment, right? So if your job is to be ever vigilant that the people's liberties are not being violated, and you taking a puff pass, you certainly cannot change the people's liberties because you are under the influence of something. So that's why those laws are for them, just like prostitution. You know why prostitution is supposed to be illegal? Because as a state or federal employee, you're not supposed to be taking advantage of the females. In that respect, you're supposed to be protecting their liberties. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you want to go into, you don't see, that's why they take that oath. That's why state and federal employees take that oath to protect the liberties of the people. That means that's like me showing up with a gun and saying, "Would you like to go down the street with me?" And it's just like, okay, if the president of the United States was to walk up to you and say, "Go down the street with me," you're going to feel like, okay, this is the president of the United States. I might want to walk down the street because he might call his military on me. That's why it doesn't matter. It could never be, because they have a whole military they can call on. It's never, so it could never be consent. Let's get off this topic. Any type of sex with the people and you are a state or federal employee, that is a violation of your oath to protect their liberties at all costs. If you want to get into negotiating under free will, you got to give up that job. Well, it's still a violation. It's still a violation morally, and according to Islam, that is a violation. So, why is it every time I try to get into local matters, there's always some guy want to bring up the sex? The women that was in the harems were modern Europeans because it was just an abomination for a Moabite mother to be in that position with her son, because you're all sons of a Moabite mother. So for you to have that kind of relationship is an abomination. But it was an abomination for us to allow it to be done to the modern European daughters as well. We should have never did that. We should have never allowed that to happen. And that's why we're catching hell today. So there's a lot of things going on, a lot of great things happening. And now, until we get a new location, you're going to have to join us. You will be more comfortable at home asking questions and having conversations. And please don't be afraid that I'm going to tear you up one side and down the other. That's my job. That is my job. That's my job, because when you go out there and you mess with them people, you can feel real good that I have prepared you to win. That is my job. To poke at anything you come at me with. That's why I'm up all night studying and gathering information so that I can 1-2 punch you out. So you better come prepared and don't be wishy-washy. People on the street want to tear you up one side and knock you to the ground. You will be on that ground wishing you had let Mother Anna Eve rip you up one side and down the other, so you'd have been prepared verbally to repel that person. That is my job. Islam. Look, my goal is for all of you to be able to stand up here as if you are standing in front of 12 justices at the Supreme Court and lay down the law. For you to be able to do that, whatever you are coming with ammunition, trust and believe I'm here to challenge it. Islam? If you are more declared and you understand, no, you're not. No, you're not. Don't ever say that again. Because there is no land called sovereign, there is no ancestral people called sovereign, and there is, and citizen means a company, not a flesh and blood human being. Citizens are referring to companies. Sovereign, you're either a lineal descendant of a people. Sovereign, modern Europeans, because they don't have an ancient foremother and forefather to go back to. Sovereignty means how are you connected to the land. So if you are of a lineal descent bloodline, the Aboriginal Indigenous people, the first people, lineal descent bloodline, all Asiatic people, because there's only one human being, but there's two species. You have the modern Europeans and you have the Asiatic. Now, the Asiatic classify themselves as all manner of things. The worst thing an Asiatic person can classify themselves as is Negro, colored, black, because all those words were reserved for the modern Europeans. But people have been miseducated to think that when you hear the word black, they're talking about a complexion. But none of us in here are black. I see some brown, some creamy, some tan, but nobody in here is black. This is black right here. I don't see nobody in here this color. And even if they were, it's not a nationality, it's a brand. It removes you from being a lineal descent of an ancient bloodline. So you ever saw that movie Trading Places? That's based on what we're talking about right here. Because if you notice in the beginning, the broke dude was the Asiatic brother, Eddie Murphy. By the end of the movie, he had reclaimed his lost and word. And the true broke person, the Negro colored black, who is not tied to any lineal descent bloodline, assumed his rightful place. How do you go home and watch Trading Places with a new eye? Islam. So, this is all about these classes for 12 years. I was here for only 10 of them. Rise. I was here for 2 in spirit. I was here for the first 2 in spirit. And my spirit finally found its place in 2008 when I got to this class. And Roz started these. Roz Mariah Bey of RVBey Publications, let me make that clear, started. I'll tell you, if you have ever tried to help in any way whatsoever, whether you volunteered or you was tricked into it, you will know, and you consistently stayed the pace, you will know that doing these classes for 3 months is not easy. And she did it for 12 years. And the only reason that this is the last class, for the last man standing, is because the building is coming down. So, turn it over to you now. All right. Oh, yes, we have to make sure that you are heard. Hold on. wait a minute. My little computer thingy-majiggy is on overload. Oh. And taking its time. I should have plugged it in. I can't because here we go. There we go.
Islam. Am I able to be heard? Because I do not wish to have to think I'm heard and find out that I'm not. Because it happens all the time. Don't ask. Don't ask. I dropped it. Oh, I have that. I have that, but I don't have that with me. So can you hear me, Elaine? Am I being heard? I was muted. How do I sound now? So I do that about pieces first. Islam. Islam, peace, and love to everyone. Wow. You know what I find interesting? Here we are 12 years later, and we're still talking about driving versus traveling, aren't we? Well, aren't we still being accosted by corporations who dress up in uniform and to a more come, and of course, travelers on the road, travelers on the road, travelers on the road? Is that still happening? So then I guess we need to keep talking about it, don't we? Because too many people come with the wrong position in regarding it. I was just talking to someone today that called, by the way, from California. California just put out, as she said. They didn't just put it out. It's the law is you are innocent until proven guilty. This is not about law, what they're doing. So, for instance, when someone says, oh, RVBey told us that we couldn't be arrested, RVBey lied. No, RVBey publications didn't lie. That's the truth. The liar is the one who's accosting you. Now, you might want to ask why it's so important and why it's still happening and why they're still doing it. Because if you haven't opened your eyes to see that stuff is going down and they don't have a way to feed their family, do you understand that? How will they feed their family if you have become the merchandise? Because you call yourself the sovereign citizen. Mm-hmm. No, I'm not talking about you personally. You're not the first. Someone told you that. Because you don't honor your mothers and fathers by name and by principle. So therefore, you agree to be a member/citizen. We were talking about this on a child who what you think is the government and the state. But you forgot because you didn't study anything. They nor did you look a great deal when it came right. Where's Brother Akil? Is he here today? I think he's out there. Oh, all right. He shared some information. I have copies for him of his stuff. And it's very interesting, and I'm going to take this second to read this right now. I'm going to read both of them. One is from the Web of Destiny. Thank you, Brother Akil. You see, he's so busy talking, he can't even hear that I'm giving him honor. That I'm acknowledging him and his work. Because he said, you gave me these things last week. All right. Not that I haven't seen them before in the 20 years, but it's appropriate for the conversation today. Like I said, the reason it is happening is because no one knew about the law. No one studied CMBay's work because he was told that he was a bad person from the property, all this crazy integration. No one knew about the law. This doesn't belong to anyone. It's just the actual words that need to be known. So here we are, all these years later, and we're still talking about driving and being accosted on the road. Oh, they must be lying to us because I thought we couldn't get arrested. But today, California, as an example, didn't make up any new law. The reason that is happening, that you are not to be arrested and then pay to get out for bail, is because the law says that you are innocent until proven guilty. So their actions that have been going on is violating that. Is it not? Is it not? But the reason it's violated is because you keep coming to these people, dishonoring your mother and father, and acting like they're your citizen of them. That's why. And they're like, oh, duh, we don't have to get in the boat and count our merchandise anymore. We don't need to have consul at the consulate, you know, at the post, at the what do you call it? At the port anymore, the dock. We don't need to do that. We can just count all you people. We can count you as merchandise and you don't honor your mothers and your fathers. No problem. That'll work. That'll work. And they've been doing it for generation after generation after generation after generation. And if you don't do something about it, they're going to do it another generation and another generation and another degradation. All of that is going to continue because it is the opposite of what is right and just. And you, our people, have been allowing it to exist and wonder why it exists. Because we do not honor our mothers and fathers, period. Because we do not know who we are, period. So some of you may have an opportunity to make some comments about all the years that you've been coming here and some things that we probably forgot happened. And all, I see you right there, bro. I see a lot of people. The thing is that you're going to talk about how things happen, aren't you? Right? You're going to remember a day or two or a week or a time period when we were coming here and how this happened. But here's the question nobody has asked. Or nobody would think about. What did you say? How did you know? Are you reading my mind? Ask why. Why? Why would anyone be here every Wednesday, like their life depended upon it, for 12 years? Why? Oh, no. No one asks why. They can talk about the how. They can talk about what they saw when they went there. They can talk about how, we came in, we stumbled in. We came in, we were late, we were this, but we did, and this happened, and somebody got to do something to the elevator, and this happened, and that happened, and all this stuff, that stuff. How? But that is not the why. The why is because you must learn to be yourself. And yourself is not a citizen of any state. Period. That was formed at the authorization of your foremothers and forefathers. The why is the question, not the how. And so we go through these processes, administrative processes. They have nothing to do with the why. They all have to do with the how. So if you don't know why the how is operating, then you're lost. If you don't know what's the famous word? Who is who and what is what? Starting with yourself. So I'm going to read something. Help out a little bit here. Let's see which one shall I read first. Let's read, How do you know? You mind reading something here today? Right. Because, let me read this first and then I'll say. All right, whether that's the Order of Moorish History and Science legal guide, you're looking for some lawful legal guide and some counsel, right? Legal guide for legal defense in the United States courtroom. That's what it says. This is as late as 1964 when I'm reading here. So, there may be some words that might be changed a little bit or whatever like that. But the concept and the principle is what we're discussing. Thank you. Okay, so this is Article 1 regarding to your legal guide. Yours, not theirs, yours. Not theirs, yours. Right? And found it a little interesting. Article 1, the Moorish American nationality and their names, Bey and Il, are theirs by inherited birthright without legal process of the lawmakers of the Union Society Magna Carta USA Code. So who's that who? Who's that who? That's a strong statement, ain't it? Well, it's a true statement. So you're looking for the truth. Because the truth is what sets you free. But this has been around a long time. But you have people who try to derail you into finding and exercising the truth. Who said the truth? And your baby. All right. Because what our Moorish forefathers were before and foremothers were, because mother, father, y'all got that right. All right. You know, getting twisted. You're going to gain back your what? Heritage and lost the state in what? A conflict that can't be told a word. Your heritage, so that means that comes first. Because without knowing who you are, that you are a trustee and a beneficiary of an ancestral state, because it's an inheritance, you're lost. You're not a grantor. That's a dishonor to your mothers, foremothers, and forefathers to sit and think you are a grantor. How dare you think you're a grantor? I know a lot of you use that language in some of your little words or writings or positions. I'm a grantor. And the answer is like, oh, really? Well, who do you think grants you? Yes, you. Now, modern Europeans try to take those positions and make those positions because they're null and void of any connection to the land. And then you turn around and go behind them and follow up everything they do because you think they are the law. So let's see what it says. So, because our Moorish foremothers and forefathers were because of what our Moorish foremothers and forefathers were before this ancient continent of North America was renamed, or it was renamed North America. I mean, before this ancient continent of North Africa was renamed North America. Ah! And guess what? Before it was called North Africa, it was called something else. So what? Thank you. And before it was called that, it was called something else. We got more audio. Asia. The whole planet is Asia. I don't know why we say that we're Asiatic, because the whole planet was Asian. And that's not the first time I've said that in 12 years, because it just seems like it just came back to me. That's why you're Asiatic. This whole planet is called Asia. Oh, was that one of those, I could have had a DA? It's a piece of the puzzle that connected. But what we're saying right now is fundamental stuff. And who said it really is? Islam. It's fundamental. If you want to go past the fundamentals to be something that you're not. Not only to be something that you're not, to go into something that you can't even get into yet, or you haven't passed the third grade yet. And then when someone tells you, you know, you need to go to school, like Susanna said, you need to learn this, and I'm going to work you behind if you don't get this right, because you're not going to come past me with that, but you don't have to come past me. Then go the other way. Go your way, whatever your path is. But I always say, the pyramid is wide, like this, right? The base. And you're coming up on this side, and I'm coming up on this side, someone else is coming up on this. And as long as we feel gaining by degrees, we will be able to touch each other when we get to the top. If you get to the top. Because no one's going to get you there but you. No one but you. This is what I'm finding out. We all go through some stuff. Now, I also find out that you may look at some people and think that they got it going on and they made it and they're doing good. Nothing comes without an admixture of pain and suffering, or I don't like the word suffering. Yeah, well, not even that. It's not even that. It's lessons. Because when you become complacent and feel comfortable where you are, right, that's good in a way. But yeah, because you have to plant seeds, and then it grows, and it's something called growing pains. And this is what I have come to the realization of myself as well. And we all want to know that this is true. Nothing comes without that struggle. Nothing comes without some pain. Nothing comes without some discomfort because you can't grow and stay in the same place. It's like the shoes, you got to have on shoes, right? Once your feet outgrow them, they're going to hurt. So now you got to go to the next level. That's what happens. All right? So what you think it looks like is not what it is. But if we are being prepared to take that next level. That's what's happening right here today. That's why many people are coming back around to some fundamentals, right? Because it's principles that don't change. So what's happening is this major transition, this major, retribution justice, meaning to retribute is to retribute, right? Am I right? So you get retribution justice. But if you haven't contributed jack, you're not getting jack. So there's the substance or the lesson so that you can know how to contribute so that when you get your retribution justice, it's not something that is that uncomfortable or that's something that you do get it in a positive way. It still doesn't mean that you're not going to outgrow the shoes. Sometimes you outgrow the shoes you're in. And so then the universe says, oh, you want some nice shoes, huh? Real comfortable ones that usually cost a lot or whatever it is, I'm using this for now. Well, let me see if you're worthy of it. Let me see if you're worthy of it. Let me see if you can wear the ones you have until they wear out. Until they really need to be replaced. And that's who we are right here at Moor History School, if you really want to know. Would you agree? That's all it is. So we know it's the last class. I remember people say, oh, they're not doing classes. No, it's coming to the classes. We were coming to the classes, that's for sure. Because of the why. Because of the why. All right? So it's not that. This is the last class. Here, I like the subtitle that was Last Man Standing. That we are the last man standing. We literally are the last man standing in this building. I never thought we'd even be in this building. Do you think we are slightly new? I have to tell you that little story how we got here. But I will in a second. But I'm just saying, whatever applies here applies to everyone's life. So what you're feeling now, that uncomfortable, like I said, people that look like they were doing good. Yeah, they doing good. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, things change. There is no gain without a little bit of discomfort because you and I must be worthy to go to the next level. And it's that sincere and it's that real and it's that beautiful when you get there that there's no worry. Don't worry about what's happening right here. It's preparing you for what's going to happen up here. Now, if you can't get there, then not that you're not worthy, you're not ready. But in a way, you're going to get to the next place and screw it all up. And screw up everybody else too, because you're not ready. Because you haven't learned the lessons you need to learn, because you haven't planted any seeds. Because that's what manifests. So, let's get this so we can understand our position in law. And how simplistic it really is. It's not complicated. It's not complicated. It's not complicated. To be who you are, it's not complicated. So let's get that down, right? And then we can understand, and when people come to us with some other stuff, because you've got a lot of people that come to you in the vanity of it all. They come to you in the arrogance of it all. They come to you in the manner which Eddie always talks about, and I truly get. Well, just join our club and, we'll do it for you. No, you found out number one, too. Because you want to be oblivious in your shoes. You don't want to grow out of your shoes. And you want somebody else to do it for you. And it doesn't work like that. I mean, even Father, nobody told you that. He said study until yourself approved. But what you want to do is go over here and have someone else do it so you can keep going this way with blinders on. And you're going to get blindsided. Because you will not get through this, being that you are the law manifested in the flesh, without knowing the law, period. If you don't know the law, go home. Come hard to go home. That's real. And that's very real right now. Now, you're used to saying, I'll get an attorney. Well, did you look up what that means? Did you look up what being improper person means? These are fundamental. What I'm saying right here is just elementary, right? Heard it before, haven't you? Heard it before. What does improper person mean? My definition in law. And yeah. So what does it say when you look it up? It says, please, if that's what you're doing, going before court, or speaking or whatever, must be in proper person. If not, and if done by an attorney, you just gave leave to whatever that so-called court is. What does it mean you just gave leave? It means you gave them jurisdiction. This is not a joke because the attorney took you. Now he's a bounty hunter with a super tie on. For real. This is real. And he brought you to the court because you were, and he left you there. That's what leave means. It's not a joke. It literally means jurisdiction to the court. So, if you know that, you still decide it's your decision. But now you say, study. What the heck is an attorney? Where did that come from? The attorney was established for corporations and corporations only to speak to corporations and inanimate things that cannot speak for itself. Period. They're corporations. So there's an attorney general for the corporation. Depending on the type of person. Natural? Right. So an attorney speaks for that which cannot speak for yourself. For themselves. That's how it got kicked off. It had nothing to do with not suppressing blood people, but what the heck? Here they go. They don't know law. They don't know how to speak. Yeah, we did a good job of non-educating them. So now they're going to pay us, and we're going to speak for them. We already know that if we speak for them, they just admitted that they are a corporation and can't speak for themselves. That's what it says at the table, but that doesn't mean that's who you are. But if you are not aware of it, if you are ignorant to it, then yes, that's what you become. And it all means you haven't honored your mothers and fathers, who are the mothers and fathers of civilization and civilization principles on the entire planet Asia. Asiatic. So this kind of supports that as well. In a way, it tells you that. If you know something, you got what you said. So I'm continuing to read The Web of Destiny. Number 2, the Moors, referred to as Negroes, definitely. I'm sorry, did I finish reading one? Okay, no, North America was renamed North Africa was renamed North America. By who renamed it North America? By the Union Dutch masters of quote-unquote white supremacy. I am today, without a doubt or contradiction, namely, I'm Moorish. Oh, that's right. Some people tell you, I don't want to be Moorish. Well, if you have on a Moorish dress, wow, you look really Moorish. What's wrong with that? What is that? What is that? They want to wear a fine line between Moorish and Moorish-like and ish and oh, and what the sugar? What is that crap to keep you away from it? All right. Article 2, the Moors, referred to as Negroes, definitely can never become members and citizens of the Union Society of the Union State Rights System, of the Union Society of the Union State Rights System. Therefore, they cannot be forced or drafted into the Union Society Army or military service to fight for the Magna Carta Code of white supremacy against themselves, which happened in World War II, Ottoman Empire. That was us. We didn't even know it. But that also shows you that after the Prophet Noble Ali left the scene, a lot of the people who were in the MSK, they were not as studied as they ought to be because they actually thought they needed to pay homage and be drafted into the, they were trying to do, what do they call that? They call them synthesizers or something like that. What do they call them when you try to dodge the draft or something? Yeah. Okay, what did you say? I can't remember the name. But anyway, let's go on to Article 3. Because that's telling you that most of the wars, when you're in a war drafted militarily by them, that's fighting your people all over the world. You do recall. I know I do it even as a young person when my mother was living in, she passed in 1981, so I don't know what year this was, but we could do the history, when they had taken the hostages. Was it Iran? Iran. You remember it? But guess what? Didn't they show you on TV they released all of them that was brown color, copper color? And guess what? The camera was at a long distance. There didn't be no close-up. So the people that was looking at the blue through on this and could see that everybody that was released from that plane looks like you. Because the rest of the world knows who you are. And they kind of tired of you not knowing who you are. It's sickening. It's disgusting. But it's prophesied to be over. But if you don't make it, you don't make it. It's not meant for you this time, but you will come back. You know, we were talking in the car today, too. People say, I can't wait to leave, and I'm not coming back. I can't wait to leave this earth, and I'm going to die. I ain't coming back. Well, the person who says that's the one who's definitely coming back, because you may have to come back to lead others in your perfectness. I have that in one of the astrology books that I wrote, but we received it, and you're like, oh, Lord, they should have, because in the echoes is where the spirit is, right? Spirit, divide the echoes, ether, excuse me. They probably said, oh, Lord, do I got to go down there? Please don't make me have to go down to that green pasture called Earth. Oh, Lord, do I have to go? That's what some of them are thinking. I don't want to go. I don't want to go down to that green pasture and walk in the valley of sure death, or shadow of sure death. Don't let me go, please. I don't want to go. But you may have to go. And you may have to go in your perfectness that you think you reached at some point to go help others, to guide them out to uplift this fallen humanity. Get it? Because Asia, this planet, is the lowest realm from there. Asia means the lower realm. It means the lower realm. All right? So, Asia or Asia, the planet Earth. When you were in school, you learned about Asia Minor all the time. And they told you Asia Minor, was over there, right? On the other side, right? But you're standing in Asia Major because the whole planet is Asia. That's why you're called Asiatic. Okay. That's fundamental stuff. Article 3. The Moors cannot be forced to raise their hands to take an oath over a Christian Bible. I bet I messed it that one, huh? There's a lot of people that think they're Christian. But we got a whole class on that. Neither can they be forced by the court nor its officers to remove their red fez from when asked to raise their hands to take an oath. They should reply, I'm a Muslim Moorish American. I do not swear by the Christian faith. I affirm. Mm-hmm. And when I said that, we have a whole class on the Christian thing, I didn't mean on, the intricacies of what religion is and is not, because Christianity ain't got jack to do with religion. Not because I said so, but because it was established as a Christian, as a government entity, as a governing entity. It is a way of life and creed to them. That's why Prophet Ali tells you that you're giving that Christianity to where it belongs. If you don't want to do that, then once again, you, out of your own compassion, are compassion to be a member / citizen of something that is really not you. As far as it is written next, it was never designed for you to be a party to it. Just like the Constitution, Articles 1 through 7. People got it twisted. That's for the corporations, and it says what they can and they cannot do. Isn't it kind of clear to see that? And then the Bill of Rights is the only thing that is a right is the bill that's been promulgated. So the only real law in the law of the land is the Bill of Rights. 7 articles, it matches. Hey, all right? All right? So we got some laws who actually believe that the 7 articles is for the Moors and the Bill of Rights is for the corporations. What kind of craziness is that? Where? How does that occur? Except that that is the contestable spirit that manifests into the flesh. It's contempt. What's contempt called? It's like just. It's a contemptible spirit that wants to, wants to upset the unshakable rank. He's already kind of finished shaking. But that's what it's about. Wake up. Wake up. That's what the prophet said. Wake up, you sleepy-headed Moors. This is why he said it. It wasn't just because it was something to say. It's real talk. You really are in this thing. And people, they say, oh, well, Leviathan, Leviticus, this, that. Look, whatever, whoever, and however they wrote it down, you're the one who's asleep. You need to wake up. So Article 3, the Moors cannot be, okay, I did that one. Article 4, the union society lawmakers cannot force the Moors, the Beys, and the Elks to pay taxes. Oh, this is a good one. Because taxation without representation. Y'all heard that, right? They say it all the time. It's a supreme violation of the Moorish Zodiac Constitution upon which the whole, that means the universe, the universal science of law, because that's what you represent. You're manifested. Law manifested in flesh. Okay. Upon which, you're going to say, so that Constitution, what's that? Did y'all make that up? No, that's it. That's the universal law. All right? That's the universal science. That's what it is. Okay. So, taxation without representation is a supreme violation of the Moorish Zodiac Constitution, upon which the whole, read here now, is a violation of the Moorish, right? Upon which the whole Union Society Magna Carta judicial system is based upon what you authorize them to be, but not for you, for them. So how can you, okay, look. All right. You bring this group of people into the fold of government or the fold of the constitutional fold. The government just needs to run. All right. You were then, from them being Slavic, for real, right? Now we all know this. You bring them up. You give them the law, right? You teach them some principles, right? And now all of a sudden they taxing you? That makes no sense. How do they get to tax you on their system of operation while they're operating on your land? Another VA, huh? It's simple. It's not complicated. But if you don't confess or suspect these things in your walking, in your talking, in your life, then you're the one who have abandoned it. No one says you got to subscribe to anything to know the law, or to be the law, right? So this is why taxation without representation, it can't be you because you're not represented by any of these corporations. They don't represent you. That's not you. That's why in the Constitution, amendment or Bill of Rights, which is proper, and I'll tell you why people call it amendment, which deals with, Yeah, I'm talking about the Bill of Rights, what they call the First Amendment. Number 13, right? Section 12, is it? From the 20 section is the last really ratified one. It says that, even there, it says that descendants of Africans, we called Africans, and those were the ones who came from the coast that was enslaved. So even if you're sitting here talking about, I know more Americans, my people come from Africa. Because we do that. We separate ourselves. Well, it says that you can't be a citizen of the United States of America, the Union States. That's what it says. But what happens when we are enslaved in the mind or sleep is we begin to get a high horse and talk about why they not letting us be a citizen. Why can't we be a citizen of Europe? They are being prejudiced. Right? Am I right? And you'll have people out there who will lead you in that direction. And that's all totally sweet talk. and sweet walk, which makes you a living, walking zombie. It is why you got all these zombie movies. They're talking about you. But as it is said, they are. And they're all around you. They might look like you too. So this is a serious time to take stock and take position. You know what I mean? And take notice. And so they got all movies about that, because only the living, and back to the why, only the living can kill the dead. So if you see these walking dead, what you call zombies, only the living can kill the dead. The dead can't kill the dead. That's in the movie called Abraham Lincoln, The Vampire Slayer. Watch it if you haven't, because it came in shortly. It came in real brief. On the heels of it came the Abraham Lincoln Emancipation crop over stuff, right? But I'm only saying that because they hid the Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer. That's the name of the movie. Go get it. All right? But so what does it translate to? It means that if our people are asleep, they're dead. From the neck up, down, whatever. I won't think. So if you're dead, and I know you're not, and you're dead, and I know you're not, the two of you ain't never going to do nothing that's going to be positive for anybody. So you talking to the walking dead people who think they're Christians, don't know that's a creed and a government, right? As an example. You talking to dead people who think that they're citizens of a corporation, of a union state, right? They're dead people. They're the walking zombies. And you think they are going to assist you? Not going to happen. Only, because they're dead, right? Only the living can kill the dead. And it doesn't mean I'm talking about murdering. Yeah. So what that means is you can convince them that they're not Negro, they're not colored, and they're not black. Walk away. I did not say that. Prophet Louis was. We left that as a Jew. All right? Because what that means is they have not passed the third grade yet. They have not passed the first degree yet. That's all. Only the living can kill the dead. Right? So you see them. You cannot save them. Because you have to save yourself. And so if you have saved yourself, then your desire or intent of what you think is the best for someone else shall be all that you can ever do. And shall be all that you can ever be. You can't do nothing different just because your sister, your brother, your mother, your wife, your uncle, your aunt, or your cousin is still dead in the head. What you going to do different? Nothing. You can only be who you are. So all of this is the why is for us all to be who we are. That's it. That's it. And to give the best of yourself and look for the best in others. Yeah, that's it. All right. So now we're at Article. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, right. Because 4 said, upon which the Union State Magna Carta judicial system is based. Article 5. The present Union States municipal, underline, municipal and civil laws codes. The present Union States, have anything to do with you? Do you know who the Union States are? The president is telling you, Union States, municipal and civil laws code of the land is an incorporate political unit of self-government. Now you know, ain't talking about you, ain't talking about you, ain't talking about you. Of self-government established by the political powers of the General Assembly of each state of the Union. Is the land the state of the Union? No. And the state of the Union is one of those 52 states, right? 52 now, 48 years. Well, actually, someone's competing it. Whatever. The Union States. Hmm? We don't know for sure now because a lot of them are removing themselves from. It doesn't mean that the law of the land doesn't apply. It just means that you have to know who is doing what is what is a union state. And even Bowen said, they are a union. They are a union. What does that have to do with you? Are you a member of the union? Every year they do the address to the union on TV. State of the Union address. State of the Union address. That means they are addressing the state, which means the manner, which means the condition of the state of the union. That's what they said, and they did not hide it. But if you're living dead, you can't see. And if we're going to continue to be dead and mentally enslaved, then we become what? As the King Alfred said, take on their place. That's it, and that's all. It's not complicated. It's not complicated. So, so all of this stuff is there established by the political powers of the General Assembly of each state of the Union based on the what? Based on the Roman Catholic Magna Carta, Civil Laws Code in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania in the year 1854. This governs only the rights and the conduct of the quote-unquote white people, Christians, and Jews of the 1863 Union States Rights Republic under the Magna Carta, Knights of Columbus, Ku Klux Klan's oath. Did you do Knights of Columbus, Magna Carta, Ku Klux? I know some of you sons did, so you want to belong to something so bad that you need to do that. Yeah. Is that you? Doesn't it say who it's for? And if you do some history, it makes good sense. 6. Oh, I'm sorry. This governs only the rights and conduct. All right. Christians and Christians and Jews of the Union States Republic under the Magna Carta, Knights of Columbus, Ku Klux Klan oath to never. Now, it governs their oath. That's what it says, right? Do you want to know what your intent is? It is for those who are the Knights of Columbus, the Union States, the so-called white supremacy, the white people, the Christians, the Jews, right? Knights of the Ku Klux Klan, their oath. That's what their oath is. That's what their oath is. To never allow the descendants of the defeated Moorish nations of this hemisphere to ever become citizens of the United States Republic. Who's that playing this song? No? Oh, there you go, sis. How you doing? I want that. I want one like that. Is that complicated? And here you are, huh? You're dogging on the cat and still want to suck on, your chest because I love a mama. That's just red, right? No. Oh, you do? Oh, okay. You're not going to honor your mother sometimes? You think you're just a part of us, and then you wonder why they treat you like they treat you. Yet you have this illustrious history that they didn't bother to teach you. Why should they? You are their stake on the table. You are why they don't have to get into the boat or the ship and count merchandise anymore. You are it. To them, that's not what you are, but you understand what I'm saying. So now that we're raising up, now they have a serious problem. All right. Table shall be turned, first shall be last, last shall be first. I'm not saying glorifying that because we've always been first and shall always be. Because you are the lineal descendants of the mothers and the fathers of civilization principles on this planet. Period. Simple. Act like it. So we go to article. Okay, to never allow the descendants of the defeated Moorish nation of the hemisphere to ever become citizens of the United States Republic. So stop trying to act like they're treating you with prejudice because you can't be a citizen. All right, now 6. Zone 7. Judge, and then they changed it here and they said, sir, don't call them judge, don't call them your honor. It's your honor. It's not their honor. Yeah. No, for real, for real. For real, for real, for real. Really. Don't do that. Call them by who they are. Sir, whatever you want to call, But that's not who they are. Can you imagine that if Lord all did the same thing, this thing would be over with overnight? Am I right or wrong? Right. You can see it. You can feel it, right? Well, guess who said that already? Papa know what you already. He said that this kid will be over by breakfast. But it's a breakfast fight. That's what he meant. But I realize it's only a breakfast fight if you can come and sit at the breakfast table. And you can't come sit at the breakfast table if you don't have this knowledge. You can't be at the breakfast table. But you want to get the benefit without any of the knowledge. And it's not that if you're ahead of the membership or whatever, that you ain't going to let it happen. Then you let that thing happening. So then you fix that. It's not going to go that way. We try and try and try and try, and it doesn't work. Because it's not going to. Because it doesn't work like that. You have to know to show yourself approved. That's what we said. That's what it is. You cannot withdraw from that divine state. You can't do it. You will not be able to do it. You've been trained to do that, but that ain't going to be the thing. You're not escaping gaining knowledge to get out of what you think you're in, which is really mental. It's not going to happen. Yes. Excuse me? Yes, ma'am. Okay, let's answer you. And I'm going to ask Hannah to do a second part of the answer. I'm going to say that, no, seriously, that's a very good question. First of all, and without any towards you at all, my sister. Because one thing is for sure, it's good to see sisters that are trying to get this because the nation doesn't rise higher than the women. And that's part of our other problem as well. Period. That's it and that's all. So you will teach because the nation is in your womb. That's why we always have a problem when we see that, some people say they're going to start a nation. It's a disrespect to its mother. Now, already, unless I see what you wrote and I've already heard what you said, your paperwork isn't right. Not just you, but a whole lot of people. Period. First, there was the Word, and the Word was with God, right? And the Word is God, as they say. But really, there was the thought. So what happens is when someone says to you, don't say you live in the state, that sounds too crazy to you. Because all your life you believe you lived at 555 5th Street, New York, Harlem, New York. Correct. I'm just saying. But it is the thought that is first, not the word. The word precedes the will. All right? So what I'm saying to you is use the right word, but the final answer to your question is this. You and I must do them. No, they're not doing that accordingly. They are the criminals. Okay? Well, they're the ones who are going out on the highway and a car full of travelers. What do you mean they have to respond accordingly? They're the ones who have people thinking that if you're telling the truth of our law, you're the lying, when they're the ones who are really lying. They are the criminals. Listen, they are not going to respond accordingly in that level. They're going to respond accordingly when you sue them in a higher level, which is becoming, in other words, you can't go into the local municipal courtroom and expect for them to do the right thing honorably in law, because if that was the case, you wouldn't be in there in the first place. No, hold on, please. Yes, that would be a higher court. Can you mute and tell her? We've been there, done that. We know what's being said is. Yeah, I'm mute and tell her because I'm going to get something to drink.
What kind of court are you in? Okay, but where did that start? Circuit. Somebody said something? Oh, I'm sorry. Let me stand up. All right. Circuit court where? Up here? Y'all got circuit court up here? Appellate of what? Appellate of what? Okay, where did it come from, though? How'd you get to circuit? Okay, but where did it start? What's that? Is it a municipal? Is it a borough? Is it a borough court? Okay, is it Bronx, Brooklyn, Manhattan? All right, because there's no federal court in it. Okay, so that's a Thurgood Marshall situation. Just, I mean, what? Let her tell me. Stop guessing. All right, so I don't want to get too much of your business in the public, but 9 times out of 10, because they trick people, you think you're in a federal court, but you're not. Is there arraignments going on in that court? Oh, that's not a federal court. All right. Well, here's the thing. The best way to deal with a situation is you need time to study who your attackers are. 9 times out of 99.9% of the time, the attackers are employees of municipal companies. They claim everything. They are the ones that do all the dirty jobs, dirty work. They claiming the houses. The state is not doing that, and the Fed is not doing that. They're claiming the houses. They're claiming because what they're doing is they're claiming the use of the land through charters, old charters, and most people, when they go and they get into a mortgage, that's all you did was purchase the use from a company that also has the use. So I don't understand how you're mixing religion with intellectual property. And by intellectual property, what exactly are we talking about? Are we talking about your clothes, some family heirlooms, the land, family heirlooms, inheritance? Oh, inheritance. How are you substantiating it as inheritance? No, because, see, I don't need to read the document, because one thing I know is if you are not classifying yourself as an heir, you cannot have an inheritance. How are you classified as an heir? Because, see, in order for you to be classified as an heir, you have to be a lineal descendant of the Aboriginal indigenous people of this landmass who were never classified. Okay, but I hear what you're saying about religion. Religion is a way of life. So your way of life, which would be your heritage, culture, and custom, would define your nationality, and your nationality is based on blood. And that's based on lineal descent, which comes only through the mother. That's it. That's it. So when you see, I see what you're saying. You're talking about inheritance and religion. I don't know how you're trying to tie those two together. I'm suspicious of that only because of the language that you have used. No, they don't. Well, no, they don't. Sister, let me just say this. They will play you all the way until you run out of money. Because one thing we're clear on, everybody, not just here who you're dealing with, you're going to run out of money. My point, what I'm saying is, you're going to run out of money, you're going to run out of time. See, let me tell you what I know. What I know about these people, and most of us never take this into consideration. It's one of the biggest mistakes we make. A lot of you guys, y'all come here, y'all get all the information. Y'all be out there wheeling and dealing, right? Y'all all got girlfriends, mates, somebody. They're not here. They're going to take you down, and then she is not going to know jack to maintain what you work to achieve. And they can play the waiting game, because one thing they know about our people is we're going to step in some shit and slide right into one of their tombs, or we're going to slide into a coffin. They can play the waiting game, because guess what I know? They know the law. They've taught this process to themselves, to their children, to their children's children, and to their children's children's children. Meanwhile, we are sitting here hogging the information. I'm just telling you shit, motherfucker. I'm going to keep it all for myself. I'm taking it to the grave. Behave. So they can play the waiting game, because they know how we think. They know how we operate. There's a bunch of people in here right now got information. Will not share it with everybody in the room unless we come up with some Federal Reserve notes or some other negotiable activities. I didn't mute you. I thought you muted yourself.
Yes, I did it myself.
Yeah.
Woo! Okay, so she told you because it's the truth. All right. So let's continue with the order on the last seventh article, which is always 7 is order, and then we can move on to some other stuff. Now, but sometimes when these people don't want to tell people, that is another thing. Sometimes, and I'm not saying that's me or whatever, that is absolutely our condition. And then other people don't want to tell because, tell some stories, right? Because many of us will go into a situation where, like, say, you write a writ for somebody. Write the whole writ. It's banging. It's lawful. And then you didn't even read it. And then you went and sat before a court or whatever you call a court and actually submitted it. And then they asked you just one question, and you failed because you didn't even know what it said. So you, many more to this end, right now, have done that with this illustrious information that has been shared by those who share it. And kind of opened up, like she said, they're just going to wait until you slip into the tomb or slide into whatever, the coffin, because 9 out of 10, they're going to do the same thing. They're not going to share with each other. They're going to continue to say, yes, not understanding what my brother's keeping really means, and they're going to go in and they're going to do this stuff that makes them think, well, hey, we thought the Moors was rising back in around what year? 8, 10? Oh, 8.
2008.
Yes.
Yes. 2008, and for 2 years, like, we were really.
Are you muted?
No.
2008 and 2010, we were putting out amazing. Here, remember when we used to do the Blitz? Blitz with the writs. For those of you who don't know this, there would be a certain issue that would come to our attention. I seem to always be the one relegated to writing writ, which was no problem. Because I enjoyed it. I seem to be very good at it for some reason. I came here with that information, and so I would write up these writs. Then we would present it on MHHS Eyes Wide Open, and we would send out around the world for everybody to fax, mail, email to everybody, anybody, embassies, the United Nations, Interpol, the World Court, we would send it to everybody in the various different senates and representatives across the nation. We would blitz. Our mantra was blitz with the rich. Blitz with the rich. And that's how we got the investigation of the Internal Revenue Service popped off. I don't know nothing about football, but I know blitzing. We blitzed. The only reason, let me tell you how I come to know what that word means. Remember the Titans. Blitz until you cannot blitz anymore. And that's what we did. We sent those writs all over the world. We have people on the other side of the world sending those writs out. We have people hand carrying them to various embassies. And then people came in with the processing, and our writs will thank you.
What do I for you?
Thank you. We'll do it for you. Your nation should be doing that for you.
And all that stuff.
The law is off the table.
And what happened was with that is they recognized that Moors really aren't as alive or as awake as what they feared or thought or purported to be at that time. So what happens with these predators who actually live off of you, they find a way to get in. And so they have their think tanks and their methods as well. For example, someone will come up with what they think is a great thing. And so they'll let a few of that, whatever that is, get through. Yeah, man, I did my UCC, or I did my, what was the other, some of the other stuff, whatever it was. I authenticated my birth certificate was like, that was like the last one. Yes. All of this stuff. They're like, we're going to detain them, and you thought of the idea, we're going to let it get through. So you think what you call get